with Iran. President Trump is in France to meet with world leaders at the G7 summit. He arrived earlier today after announcing a tentative peace deal with Iran. We have not seen the full text of that agreement, but a senior administration official says more details will be released within the next 48 hours. From what we do know, the agreement is expected to include the reopening of the Strait of Hormuz and the end of the U.S. naval blockade of the Strait. A formal ceremony is scheduled for Friday in Switzerland. NBC News senior White House correspondent Gabe Gutierrez is in Geneva, and NBC News international correspondent Matt Bradley is in Tel Aviv. Gabe, let's be hearing from President Trump and his administration about the finalizing of this deal.
Well, Vicky, President Trump is touting what he sees as a diplomatic victory here, and he says that the Strait of Hormuz will be open by Friday and that normal traffic should return to the Strait within the next 30 days or so. Now, you mentioned a formal signing ceremony on Friday here in Geneva. At this point, it's not clear whether President Trump himself will stay here. He'd have to extend his trip. He's here at the G7 through Wednesday, but Vice President J.D. Vance says that he plans to be there. Now, just a short time ago, we did hear from President Trump during his bilateral meeting with the French President Emmanuel MacCrone. Here's what President Trump had to say.
Ships are starting to go out now. On Friday, it'll be completely open. We got along very well with Iran. It's a different set of leaders. I think a lot of great things are going to happen in the Middle East right now.
Now, Vicky, as you mentioned, there are still a lot of questions about what this deal actually entails. But again, the reopening of the Strait of Hormuz, the U.S. agreeing to end its naval blockade, and President Trump saying there that there is on, at least not right now. The thornier part of these discussions will be over the next 6 days, where both sides will discuss the more controversial aspects of the future of Iran's nuclear program.
Gabe, thank you. Stand by. Matt, let me bring you in. So Israel, nowhere to be seen, not a part of this talk at all. But we did hear from Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu earlier today. What is he saying about this agreement and Israel's, role in this and whether they will be included?
Yeah, I mean, we have to start, Vicky, by saying that Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu came out and said that he didn't actually know the contents of the deal. That puts him on the level with the rest of us. We're not parties to this war, but Prime Minister Netanyahu and Israel, they were the ones who participated with the U.S. in attacking Iran back on February 28th. And he wasn't part of the negotiations. Israel wasn't part of the negotiations. And now he's come out to the Israeli public, speaking as candidly as you might expect him to, saying that they weren't a part of this deal and he doesn't know what it contains, which is why the Israeli media has just been talking endlessly about the rumors and the hearsay that have come out from the terms of this deal, condemning it. His allies, his opponents, and even top leaders in the IDF have basically been distancing themselves from this deal. It looks as though this deal has landed with a thud here in Israel, and the Prime Minister is very much on the defensive.
All right, Matt. Gabe, let me bring you back in. The Trump administration already facing criticism over the potential deal. Here's what former President Obama said in an interview with ABC News over the weekend.
It is doubtful that any agreement that arises is going to be significantly different or a significant improvement from the deal that we had in the first place and had worked for a long stretch of time.
How is the White House responding, Gabe?
Well, Vicky, it's hard to say exactly how this deal compares to the deal signed under the Obama administration, since we actually haven't seen the text yet. But the White House has repeatedly said that it feels that it negotiated this deal from a position of strength, as it sees it, as opposed to what it sees as a position of weakness under the Obama administration. But a key component here will be nuclear enrichment. That is still yet to be negotiated in this deal. So a lot will be determined over the next 60 days or so, Vicky.
All right, Gabe Gutierrez live in Geneva, Matt Bradley live in Tel Aviv. Thank you both. And we have a quick programming note as well. NBC Nightly News anchor Tom Yamas, he's interviewing Vice President J.D. Vance about the Iran deal. The interview will air tonight on NBC Nightly News. While the United States and Iran continue to talk over peace deals, Iran's soccer team will play on the world's biggest stage today for this year's World Cup. The team facing New Zealand later tonight at SoFi Stadium in Los Angeles. LA is known for having the largest community of Iranians outside of the country itself. But this match comes with some conflicting feelings for Iranian fans. NBC News correspondent Steve Patterson is live now in Los Angeles. So, Steve, tell us about the atmosphere, before the game today. You're counting down to, 9 p.m. Eastern time. What are locals telling you about their fandom for this Iranian soccer team?
Yeah, look, there's a lot of internal conflict with, I think, being fans and supporting a team, especially with the fact that the Islamic Republic flag is sort of on the jersey of every player. I don't want to, though, sort of downplay the hype and excitement. Tehrangelis is popping. There's people from out of town. They're wearing the jerseys. There's a lot of joyous, free-flowing Farsi that we've been hearing sort of in the streets. So people are really excited. However, again, that conflict comes because a lot of people, while wearing the jerseys, are wearing the jersey of the Golden Lion, right, which is the sort of pre-revolutionary signifier of Iranian culture. And that's not allowed. As of now, there's a court case going on right now about it, but that symbol specifically not allowed in any FIFA event. And so the conflict is seeing the other symbol on the jersey and wondering, should I support a team where the regime is sponsoring what many people believe to be a sort of propaganda, sports washing, as it's called? Do I support something of that nature when it conflicts with the way that they live? And the reason why people had to come here in the first place is to flee that regime. So I spoke to a guy who sought political asylum, has been living here for about 20 years, and another person from New York who's a fan, who's going to the game, who says celebrating the team is his way of protest. I want you to hear from both of them. Listen to this.
Already they showed they are not politics. So this is a political game. This is a PR propaganda for the regime. And some people should be very angry.
As an Iranian American, I'd always look for an opportunity to kind of support people back home. And, the political situation, it's kind of hard to do that. And I feel like this is one way of at least supporting the people in Iran.
And so what we've heard right now is that there are multiple people sort of gearing up, gathering outside of the stadium for what will be a pretty significant protest. Expect to see those Golden Lion flags on the outside protesting the game that's happening in just a few hours. Vicki?
Steve Patterson.